Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck Sim live stream. Today it's the 29th of January 2024, 35 minutes past 5 in the evening. We're back in Microsoft Flight Simulator, the PMDG 737, on a little short snappy sector from London Stansted to Copenhagen. First time we've flown the PMDG 737 this year. Hope you're all doing very, very well. I was hoping to stream yesterday. There was an event in Kazakhstan. It was the first standby I'd had in months. 2 or 3 months, and I got called. So I had to go in, do a sim session, and then today I've been in the training centre doing a ground school session. I finished literally just under an hour ago, rushed home, got the sims set up, and I'm ready to go. So it's been a very long day. I will be lagging perhaps a little bit, and I've been teaching technical aspects of the aircraft today, so don't ask me any more questions because I probably won't remember any. But yes, it's great to be back in the sim. I've got New Sky open, which is going to be running for our new official virtual airline, Alpaca Airways. It's been unofficial for many years, so we can see how we score against that. Lifetime live weather, so it will be a night flight today. Flight around 1 hour and 20 minutes. But we've got some nice weather finally in the UK. It's settled down after all the awful storms we had this time last week, so it should be a pleasurable sector with not too many issues. Here we have the Indie Builds London Stansted scenery looking very nice. In fact, I'll log in. Oh no, sorry, I've already logged into that sim. I'll zoom on in towards the aircraft. We'll go through the terminal here. I think I've got everything turned up to the maximum detail, so you can see people walking around the terminal. I've just got to fire up EGSS as well to start boarding, but there is the aircraft from the terminal where we'll be commencing boarding very soon, so that will be excellent. Due out at 6:05. Here we got here in chat anyway. We've got Listerman. How many PSI does the Ford anti-brake long shift transformer inverter? Brilliant, Listerman. Thank you very much. Hope you're doing well. Perfect, nice. I need to train the future Mrs. Flight Deck to sim to set up for you. That would be a great help if I could just come in from work and sit down at the PC and go from there. Brilliant. Python360 says, "Good afternoon, boss. I hope you're doing well. Thanks a lot for popping in." Brian Parker says, "Evening all." Lots of guitar emojis as well. But yes, we've been from Stansted loads of times before. We've been to Copenhagen loads of times before. I just thought, you know what, let's just do some old school 737 simming, and Copenhagen on a Monday do their Vectors to Copenhagen event, so it should be nice and busy with ATC online. There's ATC here in Stansted as well, so we can keep the departure as realistic as possible as well. Lee Russell, thank you very much for the 30 months as a member, a considerable amount of time, with the clasped hand emoji and the hand woof emoji, whatever that one's called. I never know the names of any of these things. Thank you very much for your continued support as a member. 30 months you've been a member, thank you indeed. Anyway, let's zoom on in towards the aircraft. Oh yes, I haven't even put the stairs out, and how poor my preparation. But just to show you, I've got New Sky open. That's our client for our official Alpaca Airways. Anyone can sign up to join the virtual airline as well, so head over to newsky.com, free to create an account, free to fly for Alpaca Airways, and you can log all your hours. We've made some fun awards for you to fly as well, so we might look at those in a future stream. But I've got everything set up for our sector from Stansted to Copenhagen. Anyway, let's jump on into the aircraft, which is completely cold and dark. Look at that, it's even got all our flight information. Look, 17:30. No, my new off-block time I updated. It was 18:45, so I don't know why that's not updated there. So hopefully that might change. What's that getting the information from, I wonder? But yeah, it's really cool how this updates. But yes, my new off-block according to New Sky was 18:10. Maybe it's SimBrief. I don't think I updated SimBrief, but we'll go with that one. Anyway, let's get the aircraft power up here. Let me just turn on my little caveman headlight. Battery on. GPU's on the bus. Bypass pins installed, got the electric hydraulic pumps on, landing gear lever is down, and then we check all the aircraft documentation and the ship's library to make sure the aircraft is all legal and good to go. So let me just get GSX set up here. So we'll request boarding. Full load of passengers today. We're all economy, 189 passengers. So let's request boarding. We could go with Jet2, Ryanair, Stobart. Well, let's go with Swissport. Everyone's heard of Swissports. So we'll press that. See all the stuff spawning in here. There we are. So that should start the boarding process imminently. Let's continue the rest of our safety inspection. So working our way down here, we'll do the fault test. Oh no, sorry, that's the wheel fire warning test first. So fault test, we've got master caution overheat detector, master caution. Yes, the doors have just opened, so that's fine. Fire overheat test, where wheel well, the fire warning lights, engine overheat light, the bell, and overheat detector, fire warning, and master caution light 2. Work our way here on the overhead panel. We'll put the emergency exit lights to arm. Now, I think GSX will deal with the payload. The fuel I still do manually. I know there is a way of using GSX, which I'm, you know, not fully privy with, but I'll just use the manual load section. Now, the weather is actually quite nice in Copenhagen. It's forecast to get foggy around midnight, so way after our scheduled arrival time, but because it's a VATSIM event, I might just put a little bit of extra fuel. So if I was flying this section in real life, I'd probably take standard fuel, 6.3 tons, but let's just take 15 minutes on top of that, so that's 600 kilos, so that'll be 6.2 plus 6.3 plus 6 will be 6.9. Let's just call it 7 tons on the fuel. So fuel, 7 tons, 3.5 either side. So that's done. And then the passenger loading should be dealt with GSX. I think they just started loading the bags. I don't need to start boarding. Oh no, it's just said passenger boarding has started. I think they even come out the terminal, don't they? We'll keep an eye. Look, there they come. Still used to GSX. There we are. Here comes the dispatcher with his blue clipboard. And 189 passengers will be boarding as well. It's very, very cool, this feature. It's fantastic. I'm still not used to GSX. Such an immersive, increasing experience as well. The bells, someone said, GSX from SimBrief. Ah, okay, that's how it gets the information. Thank you. Bartek, Copenhagen was the first airport I flew to from Gdansk, I think that is, Bartek. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're doing well as well. Mitchell, what resolution are you running at? 1080p. Here in my sim. I might be going up to 2K in the near future once I get some monitors ordered. Alfie Douglas, thank you very much. You have been a member of the channel for 54 months. That's an absolutely crazy figure. That's almost 4.5 years. He says, good evening, Chief. Is it weird to watch this whilst in the bath? Well, I don't think many people have watched my streams whilst in the bath. I mean, people might be able to correct me if I'm wrong, but no, whatever floats your boat there. Brilliant. Thank you very much for your continued support, buddy. Have a great bath. Right, now we've done the fault and fire test to the overhead panel, we can actually put the seatbelt sign on because we are refueled. Test the attend button. Make sure the flaps are up, which match the indicated position. Let's do the another config warning check. Cargo fire test. Forward aft discharge, 2 green lights, no detect default fire bell, and light illuminated. 2000 standby. Rudder and air on trim is 3 and 0. Check the gear extension door is. Oh, don't pull that. Closed. I hope that doesn't cause any issues in the PMDG. Circuit breakers are all in up to the aft overhead panel. So we'll need to wait a bit longer for the stall warning test. Check the flight recorder. Mac airspeed warning test. IRS to nav on DC and then align. And the alignment will take probably around 8 to 9 minutes at this latitude. Circuit breakers are all in my side. Weird Microsoft Flight Sim camera. Got my coat hackers, tech log, safety equipment's all on board. We're all ready to commence the next phase. Immersive until you see a tail high GSX pushback. Let's see how happens, Rick, with our pushback today. Anthony, can Jim fly this leg, please? No, he's permanent PM on all my sectors. Right, so let's turn up the lighting in here. It's going to be a night flight. Good evening, ma'am. American cabin crew we have on board here today. Right, let's get the ATIS. We have Stansted Tower online this evening. So the ATIS is online, 127180. Tuning that now. And let's grab the weather. Is that coming through? Looks like it's not on voice. Definitely 127180. We've got the mic on and the volume turned up. Maybe no ATIS in voice chat. So I'll get it via text on VATSIM. So it's information hotel at 1720 Zulu automatic. It's runway 22, transition level 70. Surface wind 170 at 11, 10k, 10 degrees. QNH is 1022. So we can set the QNH now. 1022. We can set the MFRA, which will be 1350 thereabouts. So MFRA coming in now, 1350. Look at all the Lemmings. Who played Lemmings here on their PC 25 years ago? I remember as a kid playing Lemmings. 1350 sets. Traffic should be on here for the range rings. Traffic. And we can now load up the FMC. So, I think we've got the ability to fetch it from SimBrief now. So we'll go to FMC, put in our position, which is London Stansted, Echo Golf Sierra Sierra, GPS left, routing in, and I can go flight plan request. Oh! What? Wait. What's happened here? Ah, I know. I need to put my flight plan in here, don't I? Electronic flight log. Request data from SimBrief. There we are. So that's imported that data. I think that should work now. Yeah, there we go. Stansted to Copenhagen. So the routing's in. We won't load that fuel because we take an extra, but the 58.8 I think will be already in via GSX. So we'll select that route. Flight plan request. Yeah, you can see the zero fuel weight's been updated already, 58.8. And it's in Stansted to Copenhagen. Uplink ready. Load. Oh god, oh no, I've not updated Nightbot. Oh, sorry, I've just realised, yeah, my apologies, my apologies. That's because I came straight from work here. Route uplink loading. Excellent, the route's in, so we just need to put SID and start. Right, yeah, let me just, apologies for not updating Nightbot. It's based off my last Explain stream, pro streamer here, you know, never make any mistakes, ever. Let me just, it will only take me 2 minutes, I'll carry on talking. No, never make, oh, that's my own voice you just heard as I copy and paste information from the video description. Right, that's the aircraft, PMDG, that version, Nightbot, save. Oh, pro streamer, scenery, because people will be asking. All the different airports we go to, so it says INI builds, Stansted, we'll have Fly Tampa Copenhagen later, so scenery coming in, scenery's posted in, excellent, save, and the only other thing is the route, so I need to head over to SimBrief, copy and paste. He was just testing it, I was Andy, and you spotted the error, or someone did, of course. Right, let me just copy paste the route, and that should be everything. Route is coming in. Excellent. What was the last flight? Oh yes, it was the Dublin to Liverpool flight we did in Storm Isha, I remember. So flight level 370, flight time 1 hour 20. Excellent. Nightbot should be all up to date now. Thanks for that. Apologies for not being a pro streamer. There we go, so that's all in. I think boarding's all done. 189 passengers are here. Let's select our departure. Runway 22, Clacton 2 Echo, and our arrival, which will be ILS 22 left, a landing southwesterly. Generally, the ILS 22 is the preferred landing in Copenhagen. We're expecting the Tudlow 3 Charlie, and it won't be CAS transition. So activate, execute. Just check for any discontinuities, legs. Excellent. Vector, and then direct to centre fix. So, yeah, I'll leave it as a vector for now. That's absolutely fine. Right, init ref then, index performance. So, zero fuel weight is going in, 58.8. Our alternate, I think it's Malmo, very close geographically, but over in Sweden. Yes, Malmo. Reserves are 2.4 tonnes. Cost index 30, 37,000 feet. Execute. Top of climb wind 229 at 44. It's still asking for the actual outside air temperature instead of the ISA deviation, but we'll type that in now. Where's top of climb 37? There we are. So -8. So -65. There we are. Transition altitude we'll put 6001. Good, that's all in. Let's do the performance. Oh no, we have the OPT now. I always forget to do this now. So M1 limit. Good, let's do the performance on the tablet. So performance tool, import from OFP. We'll select runway 22. So all the information's in. Runway condition is dry. Import the data from the aircraft. So CG is 19.9. Weight is 65.9 tonnes with the extra fuel we took. We'll go for flap 5, packs auto, or on, I should say auto really, and then import the weather from the sim, surface winds in, let's calculate. So, we've got an acceleration height of 1500, well we use 1000 at mile per hour, that's fine. Flap 5, it's saying we could take TO2, 31 degrees. So TO2, 31 degrees, we call it 22 km operator, with an N1 of 91.3, that says 90.5. That is correct. When we put the APU bleed on and increase the duct pressure, that will decrease to 90.5, so that is spot on by PMDG with that performance. So that's all good. Takeoff, flap 5, CG's in, trim 5.95, FMC says 5.96, so we can set that now. .96. Check the OPT. OPT speed, say 40, 41, 46. Look at that, bang on. 40, 41, 46. Nice tool now, we've got the performance calculator there. And every time I've compared it to the real OPT, there's been a discrepancy of just a few degrees on the assumed temperature. So it's very, very good. Wonderful. So that's all in. Overhead panel now. Yaw dampers on. Nav transfer display switch is normal auto fuel. Only fuel in the main tanks, not the centre. Check the cross-feed valve. Bright, dim, bright and off. AC/DC metering panel set. APU's available, so we can put the generator on the bus. Source off, lights extinguished. Window heat we can turn on. That's all configured. Doors are closed thanks to GSX. When the voice recorder's on, trim air's on. Pax auto. And we need to wait a few more minutes for the APU bleed. Elevation in Copenhagen. What is that? I'll just quickly type that in my operator's iPad. Expecting runway 22 left. The elevation is 8 feet. Sea level then. Perfect. We'll put 0. Flight director's on. We'll leave the courses set to runway heading. The Clacton departure, we can expect a SID stop altitude of 4,000 feet. We haven't got the clearance yet, so we'll set that to 4,100 and then we'll get the clearance shortly. Auto brake to RTO, reset fuel flow, sensible pages, map and map. Why is that an auto brake disarm lights? Is the parking brake? No. That shouldn't make any difference, but I think it's a Why is the auto brake disarm light not working? No idea. What I'm going to do is do the FS actions here. Don't tell me I've got a fault already. Let's remove the chocks. I think it could be a weird PMDG-ism. No, my auto brake disarm light is staying illuminating. Thrust lever. That shouldn't make any difference, should it? Unless I'm doing something really foolish. Thank you. Does the position of the thrust lever affect the auto brake? I didn't know that. If it does, that's something I've learned. Or it could be different. But yeah, I mean, obviously they're on idle when you're on the ground and move it to RTO. So I'm going to have to double check in FCOM. But yeah, thanks for spotting that. That's all set. We've got 189 passengers, but I think the PMDG might distribute the cargo as passengers. As long as we've got the correct weight in, that's all that matters. And legs page, looking good here. Excellent. Right, we're doing great for time, and we shall now just brief the taxi and SID. So let me bring up Navigraph for you guys. So we're on stand 52 left, pushback facing northwest. We've got 3 lines, Charlie West, Charlie Middle, or Charlie East. Very short taxi. So via Juliet, maybe, or probably just a straight line Charlie, hotel, and then runway 22 for departure. And we will be flying the Clacton 2 Echo. So it's an RNAV SID, transition altitude we've set, RNAV required. Only applicable on request to aircraft which are GNSS equipped, we are. So no turns below 850 due to interaction with other routes. Don't climb above the specified cleared altitude until cleared by ATC. So max 210 all the way round. Okay, so we just have to hold at the up speed, maybe flap 1. We'll see how we go as we go round. 3,000 feet or above at Sierra Sierra Echo 06. So it should give you both options. Or 4,000 hard, but we'll have 4,000 feet here anyway on the MCP, and then we must maintain 4,000 all the way till Sierra Sierra Echo 23, where we can then go to 5,000, and then 6,000, but you must get specific clearance from ATC to climb as the chart directs. Excellent, that's all done. We'll get the clearance shortly. Coda, this is actually a feature with the disarm light is correct behaviour. Very good. See, on the line, when do you actually ever have the thrust levers above idle on the ground? So, yeah, that's really interesting to know. Of course, yes, when you if you were to land after the approach, touch down, and advance the thrust levers, yes, the order brake automatically disarms. So I didn't actually realise it was based off thrust lever position. So very interesting. Great that that's modelled. Rick, assume set the elevation of a destination is 1,000 AMs if you had to return quickly to Stansted. How does pressurisation manage the difference? All you simply do, Rick, if you had to return, you don't need to touch it, so it has an abort feature, so you wouldn't need to set 250. However, if you update the flight altitude, you will then need to update the land altitude because it resets the return to home feature. So I just simply update the flight and land out. So the elevation it stands at 348 feet. I'll just dial in 350. Very good. I think that's it for now. Disable with style. Why have I not got any pings here? I know why. My alerts are muted. My alerts are muted from last stream. So sorry for all the members that have pinged up here. Disable with style. Thank you very much for 2 years as a member. You have the alpaca badge. Thank you so much for your service and assistance. 2 years. Whoosh. The time flies. And thanks for all the quality content and the very classy community. Greetings from a stormy Tromso. Thank you very much for your continued support as a member. I hope you keep the hatches battened. Thank you very much for popping in. Very good. So that's done. Alerts are now no longer muted. We'll get the clearance and then push and starts. If I get the right frequency. Just Tower Online. I don't think there's any London frequencies this evening. Perfect. So that's tuned. Just want to make sure my radio's working because I couldn't hear the ATIS, which was interesting. So I am on the correct frequency. I'll just make sure I definitely have. Yeah, I do have VPilot turned up. Let me just try and grab the clearance. Stansted, hello. It's Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel, stand 52 left. Copied latest information. Departure clearance to Copenhagen, please.
Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel, Stansted Tower, good evening. Cleared to Copenhagen, the Claxton 2 Echo departure, squawk 7576, the QNH 1022.
Cleared to Copenhagen, Claxton 2 Echo departure, squawk 7576, QNH 1022, Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel.
Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel, correct.
That's Moen, one of the members. I'll say goodbye to when we take off. Yes, I forget he's a tower controller now. He sometimes does Manchester as well. Wonderful. Airports selected. I just forgot. QNH is set. The squawk we can type in, which is 7576. So 7. That's potentially. It could inadvertently set the wrong squawk here.
South Tower, good afternoon, Ryanair 9467.
75.
Ryanair 9467, Stansted Tower, good evening. The surface wind 170 degrees at 11 knots.
What else forgot to do? 4,000 feet. There we go.
Right
then. That's all done. We've got the clearance, and we can now. Do I better push back first? No, because you have to select what line you want. So let me. Oh yeah. You know, fly live this overlay here, it might freeze again, so if it does, I'll just turn it off for the rest of the sector. Right, I'm due out. I'm really doing well for time. I think I updated the time off until 10 past, but I think we're good. Oops. So prepare for pushback and departure. I think that gets the lady or man with the pin. It's the man this evening.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Very well spoken, sir. Right. Thanks for showing me the pin. It should be already installed. But we'll now request push and start. Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel, stand 52 left. Request push and start.
Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel, stand 52 left. Push and start is approved.
Push start approved. Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Look at this for an on-time departure. 6 o'clock on the hour. Did you wave him back? I did Domino Messina, but no one saw it. And I've just realised my yoke cam's not even set up. What a poor preparation. It's currently not even plugged in. Oh, where's my stand for it? What a disaster. Right, I'll quickly put it in position.
Locking gear.
Excellent. Yes, the process of this whole GSX pushback is a bit long-winded. I should perhaps have waited for push and start clearance, but I don't think it's too busy here in Stansted this evening. Cheers, Daniel. Oh, back again. 1 month. Did you have a new account? Not sure. You're a different Daniel. Not sure at all. I don't think you were flying an A306. Didn't you think you were flying an A? Have I not updated my VATSIM model, actually? Oh, what a mess. Thanks for both gifted memberships to relevant people. Thanks for amazing content. So you're most welcome. Thank you. I can't remember what he said now. Charlie East. Was it Charlie East or Centre? I've been trying to set up yoke cam. I've trying to do so much here. Pro streamer. Stick to the day job. Oh, the overlay says A306. Thanks. No one's spotted that yet. Push start approved. Right, we'll do Charlie. We'll do Charlie East line.
Release parking brakes, please.
Okay. Oops, I'm a bit behind here.
Push.
Wait.
Clear.
Backs off. Start at will. There we are. Excellent, we're on our way. I think yoke cam's good, so let me just try it. Oh! It's crotch cam. Dear. This is why you do these things before you start streaming. That'll do. We're on our way. Why is there such weird noises in Microsoft Flight Simulator when it pushes you back? Yes, and climbing at 500 feet per minute, starting engine number 2. But the graphics do look wonderful. Oh, I went Charlie East. We'll go. That's fine. Don't think it really matters.
Right there, 947, runway 22, vector. Right there, 9467.
All pressure. N1.
Expect stand 40 for now. Taxi Lima Juliet.
Then trying to check the spar valve.
Lima Juliet.
Yeah, fly live's all frozen, so I'm doing 2 knots and the ground speed says 0. So I'm just going to turn it off, guys. I just can't find a fix for that.
Top 77 kilos, standard to L, request push to start. Top Swiss 77 kilos, stand 33 left, push and start is approved. Push and start approved, top Swiss 77 kilos.
Parking brakes.
It's you lot. Parking brakes set.
Unlocking gear.
Thank you. So cut out monitoring 2. Whoa! Oh yeah, I forgot it peaks really high. Yeah, it should be about 400 degrees, not 600. That's way too hot on the EGT. I'd be a bit concerned on a max, yes, with the leaps, but not an NG. 2563. That's really running hot. Too stable. Starting engine number 1. I forgot it does that though. Used to be always 400, didn't it? N2. Yardy, ever flown to Stansted in real life? Maybe. N2. N1. More pressure.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Excellent. Check the spar valve.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Tower Alpaca full 38 Tango, sorry. Alpaca 38 Tango.
Did I just hear the X-plane better pushback? All doors and hatches are closed. I heard him. Someone's playing X-plane. Perfect. I don't think he shows the pin, does he? Anyway, tug's gone. Wait for 2 good starts. Sonic outs, one change number 1, very high GT, but 2.6 and 6.3, it is stable, below the red line, right before taxi flow, generators on, APU off, start switches continuous, preheat on, I don't even do the
Alpaca 38 Tango, thank you for
backs
that.
Off, hold position APU off and set, flaps,
737,
2.5,
right to left behind.
Perfect. Flight controls, full forward, full back, left, centre, right centre, here comes the rudders, full right and full left. Recall, we've got a message here in the FMC, unable 210 knots at Sierra Sierra Whiskey 01. Yes, it's probably meant to be 210 knots or below. I've always noticed this with the PMDG, it never codes at or below for the speed, it's always a fixed speed, so we'll just put 210 below, which will keep the message happy. We did recall, blank the lower DU before taxi checklist we then read. Perfect. That's everything done. Lufthansa, thank you very much for your €6 donation. Should ping up any second. Lufthansa, love it. V1 had a landing oopsie recently. Unstable approach and stick shaker. You just can't trust anything V1. Just not pro streamer, not pro pilot. And he asked us not to tell you, so please don't tell him I told you. Brilliant. Someone point that stream out to me.
40, 30, 20.
Brilliant. I do remember him crashing into the Santa Monica AFO. Someone pointed it out.
V1 had a landing oopsie recently, unstable approach and stick shaker. And
Brilliant.
He asked us not to tell you. So please don't tell him I told you.
That's fantastic.
Smiley face.
Amazing. Thank you very much for your donation, sir. Very generous. Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel, request taxi.
Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel, taxi holding point Sierra 1, runway 22 via Link Charlie and Sierra.
Taxi holding point runway 22, or Sierra 1 at runway 22 via Link Charlie and Sierra. Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel. Oh, I'm struggling to say alpaca today. Right, where am I here? So, straight line, Charlie and Sierra, and that's the way we're going to go. Perfect, turn off and taxi lights off. Let's do the config check. And they use rapidly spawning still. Hopefully they'll fix that at some point.
Right now, 9467, yep, no problem. So you're cleared to cross the next taxiway. It's the one after that you're going to hold short on. There's an Alpaca Airways 737 about to appear from that apron.
So there's a Ryanair or something giving away. Short taxis, we'll do the before takeoff checklist now. So config check.
Charlie, so continue across
flaps, we
Bravo,
got
hold
5
short
green lights. Or we should
Charlie right there.
5 green lights. Stab trim set for departure. Takeoff briefing. So we've got auto bleeds on the V-speed set for departure. 40, 41, 46 on the MCP. Departures the Clacton 2 Echo. Straight ahead, left turn to Clacton. Stop altitude 4,000 feet, NEDP2. Any problems will climb straight ahead runway heading. So that's reviewed. Cabin secure.
Right at 9467, continue stand 40 via
Checklist
Charlie.
complete. It's nice doing some night flights occasionally, isn't it?
Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel, the surface winds 170 degrees at 10 knots, runway 22, clear for takeoff.
Right, 22, cleared takeoff, Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel. Excellent, we've got our takeoff course. Well, that was a short taxi, but yeah, the shortest I've ever had taxi about 4 minutes. So we're cleared for takeoff. We'll,
Top Swift,
I
7
don't
Kilo
have the overhead lights.
Taxi Bravo, hold short hotel.
More light up here.
Taxi Bravo, hold short hotel, top Swift,
Perfect.
7
So
Kilo.
weather radar. Oh, that was a bit of a freeze. Lovely. So that's done. Auto throttle LNAV and transponder to TAs. We've confirmed read back cleared to take off. You've cleared have clear rights. And MCP is set.
Tango affirmative. Once this Ryanair's cleared from behind.
Transponder TARA. Strobe lights are on. Landing lights on. Cleared takeoff. Checklist is complete. Oh, these lights aren't very bright. Yeah. What's happened to the lighting in Microsoft Flight Simulator? The LED lights are really bright. This illumination, I swear it used to be absolutely fine. It's a lot dimmer than it used to be. Has there been an update or something I'm unaware of? The LED, this is sort of the same, oh, it still taxis like a Titanic in porridge. Right. There we go. Cleared takeoff anyway. Timing, let's go to Copenhagen. Excellent, just realised the music's still on. Stabilised, set takeoff thrust. Yeah, very dark. The lights aren't very
77 Kilo
bright here.
747 passed from
There we are, 90.5 takeoff thrust, set indications normal.
1 runway 22 via hotel and Romeo.
Checked.
After passing Boeing 777 left to right, taxi hold shot Romeo 122 via hotel.
Left, right, don't miss the rudder. Off or on? Up we go. Rotate. A little bit of a deadband, yeah, that was okay. Good. Pause the rate. Excellent, gear up. And then I've got to put it straight down again. No, how does this one work again? Oh, I can't remember. Why do you do that? Gee. Stupid thing. Right, LNAV's engaged.
Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel, fortunately no further ATC, Volunteer Golf 122 Decimal 8, it's calls in Copenhagen.
122 Decimal 8, thank you very much to ATC, Moen, and speak soon. Bye-bye. Voice crack. Right, Flaps 1.
5 Echo Hotel via Romeo 1.
Yeah, Moen's one of the members of the channel, and mods as well.
Yeah,
Speed check Flap 1. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with the gear. I thought I'd fix that. And flaps up. Hear the speed trim system going off, which is pretty cool. Go over to Unicom.
In India,
No,
time
that's
17.
80s. Approaching 1 to go. So waiting for the flaps up, no lights. There we are. So PM would now select VS. And 211 knots is fine. Ooh, the flight directors are commanding. Autoquai should give a nice gentle level off at the altitude. So just sort of looking through the flight directors there, just to ensure that we keep climbing. Come on, auto throttle. Auto throttle should never let the sort of speed trend down. There it is correcting nicely. So we'll just level off at 4,000 feet initially. Make sure we're in trim. The handling's okay, but the trim is just still nowhere near as effective as the real aircraft. Like the trim, I've trimmed about probably, feels like about 3 or 4 units. Come on, Autoquai. What's going on? Come on, bite, outhold. So we'll just level off at 4. So the flight directors, I'm following the flight directors really accurate. They're commanding a descent. Why is it not going to outhold? Come on. There we go. Outhold. Right, we're all in trim at 4,000 feet. There we go, there's Command A. And we can now do the after takeoff checklist. So gears off, auto brakes off, start switches are off, air conditioning and pressurization, diff pressure's 1.8, climbing, auto. That's all configured correctly. Set. Release the crew. Altimeters, we've got the QNH 1022, 4,000 feet. After takeoff checklist complete. There we are, eastbound on the Clacton departure. So these are the altitude restrictions, but it's very likely if it was quiet, London would continuously tell you to climb, so we are going to disregard them now. We'll go, as there's no ATC, straight up to our cruise level, which is flight level 370. And remember, if you select VNAV, you will need to delete the restrictions in the FMC, because it will not climb, it will stay in path. We've got several to delete, so you can either do it manually in the legs page, or it's easier just to push out into vent to delete each restriction. Once you delete the last one, or the last one at 4,000 feet, you get M1 and VNAV speed, and the aircraft will continue climbing. There we are, after takeoff checklist complete. Bye bye Stansted. Okay. Matthew Presley, what's driven? Why would you move it yourself? Airbus driver, brilliant. Hope you're doing well, nice to see you here. Afo says, messing with levers, pushing buttons, crotch cams. What have we devolved into here? Yes, this is usually the After Dark content, unique to members. Yes, we're on our way there, and good, we can set standing clear to a flight level. Yeah, so yeah, all takeoffs in Microsoft Flight Simulator are a bit of a... the rudders work, it moves, yours the aircraft left and right to maintain centre line, it's just not a very natural feeling. But the rotation was nice, there was a bit of a deadband as well at 10 degrees, so I held it in one position to initiate the rotation, and then I did have to increase back pressure to rotate through the deadband, and then the general handling's okay, but the automation, Autoquai will engage and provide a really smooth level off, so when you follow the flight directors accurately, it'll level you off at the cleared altitude. I think doing a reasonably good job holding the flight directors, but it's sort of commanding a descent occasionally, or certainly an attitude below the cleared altitude. So yeah, there we go. I did start the clock, Afo. You didn't. Yes, look, it's on. The elapsed timer. I meant to start the chronometer as well, but I only ever do the elapsed timer during a stream. Match the heading. Remember, this is a track-up display, so this is the direction you're going. The wind's coming from the right, so the actual heading is 090 degrees, but we're tracking 086. There we are. We do have speed restrictions on the SID, 250 knots the whole way, so we can delete those. Executes. Then we can climb to our econ climb speed of 292 knots. Let's do the pre-cruise checks now. So fuel, 4 pumps are on. We can turn off all forward-facing lights. Oops, the logo light should be on. The APU is off. Pressurization 4.5 set. Happy to lose the passengers. Recall. There we are. Pre-cruise checks complete. Pano, I remember not understanding that bit of the system on my first flight out of Heathrow and wondering why ATC kept telling me to expedite climb when I thought I was. Yes, so in the 737 you need to push out into vent to delete restrictions because
50,
VNAV will not
40,
climb above it.
30,
You can obviously revert to level change or ignore it, but
10.
ideally delete restrictions when you're given unrestricted climb. Thank you very much, Taylor, for your $5, sir.
Congrats again on your engagement.
Oh, thank you very much.
My contribution to the channel's wedding presents, ha.
Brilliant, that's very generous of you, Taylor. Thank you very much. You've been a long-term subscriber on the channel and you always pop in when you can, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much for your generous gesture as well. Yes, probably no wedding until next year, but it's done now. I was very nervous, completed it. life achievement complete. There we are, Lifetime Achievement Award. Brilliant, thank you very much. Oh, cheers, Pangolin, thank you. Yeah, Rick, I use a separate joystick for the Tiller PMDG taxis just as well in X-Plane. Yes, maybe I should do that, but I have very little room on my desk for it, separate Tiller. But of course, the rudder wouldn't be used to taxi for steep turns, when you're sort of going in a straight line. Cool, so ETA in Copenhagen is 19:29, so just over an hour and a half. Sorry, an hour and 10 minutes. And 3.7 tons, looking good for the fuel. Could use joystick twist as a tiller. I did that. I have 2 joysticks. My old Logitech one, which I would never use, and I have the Airbus Thrustmaster joystick, but that rotate twist which is completely broken, doesn't work at all. Which I used to use as a tiller. So I am in the market for a new joystick. I would like one at some point. I've just got to do a bit of research. My next upgrade for the channel and streaming is the monitors, which a lot of the members helped me sort of divulge all of the information available, because it was all new to me, so all the different types of monitors, and IPS and all this sort of stuff. So I think I know which ones I want. I'm just waiting. I've got 2 weeks off coming up in February, but I'm going to be really busy until that point. I'm on my days off now. Today's my last day at work. I was working today. I'm off until the weekend. I've got another block, and then I'm actually I've got a training captain course coming up. So I've actually got to go out of base for a week and another training base, and then I've got some time off after that. I'm going to be really busy up to that point. Are you sure the lock on your stick twist isn't on? Yes, light speed. I think the Thrustmaster Airbus side stick has a bit of a reputation for having this noise issue. And my old Logitech joystick was the same. David, what specs on the monitors are you looking at? So it'll be 2K, sort of a gaming orientated monitor. I've got all the assistance from the members have been really, really useful, so I've sort of done a bit of research. I'll read some reviews. They don't need to be top spec, but for the last 5 or 6 years I've been using your bog standard Samsung 27-inch monitors, curved. So I have 2. I mean, no, I won't turn my camera on, so I've got all sorts of information on my desk, which I don't wish to share, but yeah, I just like to have some high quality monitors now. But, I mean, they're still working okay. It's just, I think I've got the ability to stream at 2K. I've got really quick internet. My download speed's 1,000 megabytes per second. My upload speed's about 300 or 400. It's just ticking over when I'm streaming now, so I've got the ability to stream at a higher bit rate. And I think my PC should be okay to manage the extra performance as well. 4K I could obviously go up to, but I don't want to ruin the FPS or the performance while streaming. Excellent. So continuing eastbound, we've passed Clacton. Our top climb will be just after Mavas, and then we'll be flying over the North Sea. There we go. Just north of the Netherlands, then Germany, crossing into Denmark and just a little bit of Germany, and then onwards to Copenhagen. 22 left. Yeah, we've streamed here loads of times before, and I had the flight Tampa scenery, and I was like, oh, Copenhagen's got an event. Let's keep it simple. Show us the lovely scenery below. Yes. There's the UK. The nights are getting longer though. It'll be daytime soon. If I'm streaming this in 2 months' time, it will be a little brighter. Wonderful. Just Flight have also sent me over a little aircraft in X-Plane, a Duchess. So I might do a stream tomorrow in the Duchess. I'll have a play of it in the morning in X-Plane 12. It's quite nice that a dev like them are still making aircraft for X-Plane, because a lot of them ported over to Microsoft Flight Simulator, so I understand why, in a bigger market. But yeah, they've made or ported or upgraded a Duchess. I'm not sure. I need to do a bit of research into it. But yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of a flight in it. I think it'll be good fun. Drive Cartel following just behind you in Alpaca. I can't see the message because there's a silly little heart emoji in my chat. Alpaca 38 Tango. Enjoying the company. Very good. Yes, as mentioned, don't forget you can join our virtual airline. We'll do a proper stream for this. So yeah, look, I mean, we only started this 3 or 4 weeks ago, and we now have 177 people that have joined. Okay, incredible. So thank you everyone that has joined. You can see the official Alpaca Airways virtual airline video from Jordan, one of the individuals running the virtual airline. Completely free to join. You can use free flights. We've got loads of new flights that have started, so we've got tours coming from all different countries in the world. So I made this one the British Isles tour, so this visits all the capitals in the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland and Ireland. So well, Northern Ireland is obviously part of the UK, but I don't want to talk about that in detail. Goes from Heathrow to Edinburgh to Belfast to Dublin to Cardiff. So if it visits all the capitals, that's one way. You can earn some rewards for a bit of fun. So I've earned a reward, look, which is pretty cool. So yes, it's coming along very nicely. You can do the Flight Deck First Stream Award. That was the first ever live stream I did from Manchester to Parma. We've got Winner Winner Chicken Dinner, Destination Szczecin, which is infamous on the channel. And we've got this epic adventure, New Zealand tour and epic 737 World Series tour. Look at this. This is actually based off what one of the members made, and it contains some of the most famous airports and scenic routes there as well. Has anyone actually started this, I wonder? You can go in any aircraft. Look, some people have actually started this. Look, Sean, Ben, Bravo, they're on the way. They've done 4 legs already. Let's see if I want to actually see if anyone's done my first ever live stream one. My Airlines, Alpaca Airways. This is only my 5th ever flight for the virtual airline. Flight Deck Sim first stream. Wow! There's been 11 people that have done it. That's wicked. So yeah, you can join in, and it's completely free. Bit of fun. Amazing. Let's see what I score out of 10 anyway on this sector. Hopefully I do okay and do well. I've got a good score so far. Luke is the airline noob friend. Yes, you can join regardless of your experience. Before you start flying on VATSIM though, I don't think you even need to fly on VATSIM to start doing those rewards. But if you do decide to start flying on VATSIM at least, I'd recommend doing some of the first wing events. But yeah, you can fly offline if you so wish. How do you join the airline? The thanks, Listerman. You just did what I was about to do. Petter, last time I was watching the stream whilst preparing for my ATPL Met exam, you passed, and currently preparing for performance. No, principles of flight and performance. Hope your stream could be the luck for exam again. Ah, very good. Maybe it was my luck. There we go. Yes, Pangolin. I did actually consider that because Douglas is technically the capital of Isle of Man, but I just sort of kept to the you know, Ireland, Northern Ireland, and And obviously not part of the sort of British Isles really, but I was thinking, how can I do this to upset the least amount of people? So yes, happy with how it is. It's just missing all the capitals of the British Isles. British Isles minus Douglas. Excellent. So above 30,000 feet, we set the bank angle to 10 degrees. Everything's looking well here. Nice little tailwind for this sector as well. We'll do a fuel check passing Mavas shortly. Ooh, cabin's looking very blue with the Boeing Sky interior, very Alpaca Airways. That's great, wing looks great with the light there. Moen, yes, it's hard to stream and think about how to... Yeah, it's the British Isle Tour. British Isle Tour. not UK. British Isles Capital Tour. Oh dear. Thanks to the ATC, sir. So yes, we'll fly the Duchess tomorrow or on Wednesday. Might do a little GA flight in the UK, or maybe an IR flight, IFR flight down to Morpho somewhere. But yeah, it'd be nice. We've not flown a twin piston engine for a really long time. I can't even think of the last time I did that in either sim. But yeah, just flight mate, really nice aircraft. So happy with that. Free Scratch, why did you set the angular bank to 10 degrees passing 30,000 feet? Great question. The reason is, in heading select, the aircraft will bank to whatever the angular bank is selected to. And when you sort of get higher, sort of above 30,000 feet, if you have a high bank angle, your angle of attack at which you stall at is a lot lower. So you increase the risk of exceeding, say, your buffet speeds, your low speed buffet, high speed buffet, also Mach buffet at higher Mach numbers where part of the airflow goes supersonic. So we limit the bank angle to 10 degrees to minimise those risks of exceeding any of those limits. LNAV has full protection, so it'll always bank to what really the maximum is. Right, approaching Mavas very shortly, so let's see the anticipated fuel and time en route at Mavas. Should be there after 18 minutes. We've been airborne for 18 minutes, so that's looking good. We should have 4.3 tons. Bear in mind we took an extra 15 minutes, so we should have about 5 tons on board. We have 5.3, so loads of extra fuel. 1.8 tons of fuel burned. This is saying we've burned 1.7, so we've saved a bit of fuel. Looking good. Actually, by the time we get to Mavas, we'll probably be bang on. Why no VNAV selection at takeoff today? I never select VNAV at takeoff if ICO Falcon. If you look at my streams, my operator, we select VNAV at 3,000 feet usually. We don't use VNAV for takeoff. A lot of airlines do, but we don't. We simply bug up the speed manually when we wish to accelerate. Matt, no, LNAV will actually choose whatever's best. So for example, look, you can see we're actually banking at just under 20 degrees, but that's safe. The angular bank selector in heading select will simply bank whatever the selector's selected to. LNAV's actually thinking about it. Matthew, once you've been every airline doesn't fly the plane the exact same way. Very much so. Joshua, so do you use vertical speed when climbing without VNAV under 3,000 feet? No, we would be in level change, because when you engage the autopilot, level change will engage, and then you bug up manually, and the aircraft's pitching in level change. Free Scratch, what twin did you do your training on? Seneca 2. Seneca 2 in 2010 and 2011. Yes. No, 2011, 2012. Seneca 2, turbocharged. Was it turbocharged or supercharged? Turbocharged, I think. They had big boost lights on, so you had to be really careful with the power. But the Duchess, I think, is a very popular twin trainer. Nuge, what's the benefit of using the bug-up method VNAV on takeoff? Any difference performance-wise? Very little difference from a performance perspective. I mean, I suppose the advantage without using VNAV, you can bug whatever speed you want, whereas VNAV is going to bug a speed based off your flap retraction schedule, and then as soon as the flap's up, it'll bug straight away the speed restriction on 250 knots or whatever's in the FMC. But we were going to switch to using VNAV for takeoff, but we just stuck with the script of not using it. Lots of new people joining the virtual airline, I can see. Thank you very much for joining indeed. Hope you enjoy flying for Alpaca Airways. See how many of the awards you can win. Seminole was my trainer, very cool. Yeah, Seneca 2. It was, steam gauges. There was a GPS, but for the instrument rating, we were not allowed to use it. They blanked the map. It was a GNS 430 or 7 or something or other. The map we couldn't use, so they blocked that half off, and then all we had was the ability on the left side to change the comm frequency or the nav frequency. So yeah, it was, I mean, you look at these new aircraft like the Diamonds and whatnot, I mean, they're amazing, the amount of equipment that's in them, you know. But yeah, you had to do tracks and timings, fly QDMs, QDRs, use the HSI, which I kind of still like doing when I stream and fly IFR. Seminole was your trainer, Matthew. Red Matt, my school had a Duchess for MEIR. Yeah, it's a popular one. Rick, Seneca is a big aircraft to learn in. Yeah, I mean, I did my initial training. Well, I did my PPL in the UK on the 152 and 172, and then when I went out to the US with Oxford, the initial training on that was the Cherokee PA-28, and then it was up to the Seneca. The Seneca is quite a physical plane to fly. You know, when the engine fails, your leg, it gets really tired very quickly. I remember my legs shaking with those engine failures. It's a very physical plane to fly, especially as you start going fast. The flight controls get very heavy. In a way, the 737, when you're doing steep turns all day and things like that, it gets quite heavy on the arms as well. It's a very physical aircraft. So yeah, I'd struggle to jump into Seneca tomorrow though and fly it, I think. Through scratch, you started on the Seminole and now on the DA42. I'm sure that will be strange. Yeah, I mean, that thing's got a glass cockpit, hasn't it? Is that FADEC? I mean, you don't even have to worry about the mixtures, do you, on this? You just have power levers. Correct me if I'm wrong. Crazy. Yeah, the time flies. We've flown Seneca before. The Caronado Seneca in X-Plane years ago. I purchased them through a few streams. We did a Caribbean island hopping one, and I almost crashed, / I did crash. How long till top of descent? Still 222 miles. No traffic here. Oh, there is actually some traffic there. Just behind us by about 10 miles. Oh, you can see his lights. Very good. Yeah, fully FADEC control on the 42, so just a power lever, no mixtures. Yeah, but don't skip leg day. Yeah, every aircraft I guess is heavy to a degree, unless it's got fly-by-wire. I've been training some Embraer guys this week who have joined my operator, and we did the engine failures. So it was the first introduction to engine failures, so still in the fixed base sims. And when we failed the engine, now if you fail the engine on the side the autopilot's engaged, it'll trip the autopilot as the AC power comes offline, and it'll disconnect the autopilot. So the autopilot disconnected, and they did a good job, handling the aircraft and you know, you use rudder to sort of apply any asymmetrical thrust. The difference there, you apply the amount of rudder you apply is the one that keeps the control column centered. You've got the skid slip indicator to assist, and then you get the autopilot back in. So we got the autopilot get it back in. Would anyone like to hazard a guess as to what the Embraer pilot did when he re-engaged the autopilot? What he relaxed? See if anyone can guess. Apparently the Embraer did all this for you, and I guess the Airbus as well. You put the autopilot in. You got it, Felix. He relaxed the rudder. So he put the autopilot in, and he took his feet off the rudder pedals. What do you think happened when he took his feet off the rudder pedals? Remember, the autopilot has no input on the rudder on the NG or the Max. We've got some ATC here. Yeet. Oh dear. I think it's Groningen, not sure. Or Maastricht. Maastricht, hello, it's Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel, flight level 370 to Tulsa.
Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel, Maastricht, hello, identified, direct to Ludlow.
Route direct to Tutlo, thank you, Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel. Direct to Tutlo, there we are. That's a nice shortcut, very Maastricht-esque. Good shortcuts from them in real life. There we are, execute. LNAV available, LNAV engaged. Yes, he released the rudder pedals, and what happened was the asymmetrical thrust came back in. The autopilot tries to fight it by rolling the plane, and if there's too much asymmetrical thrust, the autopilot will disconnect, and the airplane will roll very quickly. So what you have to do is keep the rudder in and use the rudder trim to trim out any control forces. And you need about 4 to 5 units with an engine failure. And once you've got the rudder trim set, the control column centered, it actually flies very nicely single engine.
Maastricht, good day, Easy 15 Foxtrot uniform.
Easy 15 Foxtrot uniform, Maastricht, hello, contact level 39.
Perfect. Pangolin, does the yaw damper not handle that? No, yaw damper, it dampens any sort of turbulence and yaw effects and stops Dutch roll. Excellent, Matthew, exactly. Rudder input, we trimmed the rudder on the 7.6 before bringing George back on. Yeah, I mean, there's no real guidance to that. The way that I sort of direct that is, if you have the engine failure, the autopilot disconnects, actually engage the autopilot to lower your workload, and then use rudder trim to trim out the rudder forces. Otherwise, you can sort of, you know, people start looking down whilst hand flying at the rudder trim gauge, and then they look up and the aircraft's not where they want it to be. So there's no right or wrong way, really. You can trim out the forces whilst hand flying, and we sort of reinforce, you know, get the autopilot engaged, then trim out the forces, relax the rudder, and off you go. Kieran, if the PMDG 73 has taught me anything, you won't be able to steer on the ground because the rudder trim is for some silly reason connected to the nose wheel steering. There is some, yes, so in reality I think there is a little bit of input into the rudder and nose wheel, but it's very subtle, so much so I've never noticed it in the sim. I remember when we had the engine failure stream and I landed, the aircraft just yawed off violently to the left, and I was like, what's going on here? And apparently it's to do with the rudder trim. Way much more than it should have been, though, because in the sim I've played with it in the level D and put sort of 5 units of trim, and it doesn't sort of turn noticeably to the left, but apparently it's really small. But yeah, in the PMDG it's way too much. Uros, why is the rudder switch positioned like that? Seems awkward to do it if you have an engine failure. Maybe if you think about it in a desktop simulator, but in the real aircraft it's actually quite nicely positioned. So if you're the captain, you can just simply put your right hand there, the first officer your left hand. It's actually in a decent position in that relation. There you go. So if you're sat there, you just put your right hand down. Now, interestingly, you might not be aware of this. A number of years ago, a first officer, I'll try and find it online so I can read this here, he accidentally confused the flight deck door gauge. It's an airline in Japan, I think. They accidentally confused the flight deck open with the unlocked with the rudder trim, and guess what happened? I'll try and find out what happened. Oh, well, I know what happened, but I'll try and find the article.
FICO Maastricht, hello, identified direct GoTex, climb flight level 270.
Yes, here it is, I found it. It's in 2011.
24 Yankee Papa, descend to reach level 110 route.
Found it. Let's have a read of this. This is quite an interesting one. No, the door plug didn't fall off. Oh dear. So, this pilot... this is the Aviation Safety website, really good website. So this was in 2011 on a 737-700, yeah, all Nippon Airways. So if I go here, show you the rudder pedal, the rudder trim and the flight deck door access. So we're looking at here and here. So what happened? Let me just open up the web browser for myself. What happened here was they're at flight level 410. And the first officer inadvertently used the rudder trim knob instead of the flight deck door knob. Okay, the captain was returning to the flight deck when the first officer needed to unlock the door. Consequently, the airplane banked to 131 degrees and entered a steep descending turn. Control was regained at 34,000 feet. They exceeded Mach 0.82 and also it hit 2.5 G. The maximum limited load was exceeded to 2.6 AG. Oops. And root cause was the first officer erroneously moved that rudder trim instead of that door switch. So be careful if you open the door. Actually, by operator, we don't use that switch to open the door. So be careful. After you had a crew do something similar on the 7.6 and 2 planes where the door unlock switch was located directly above the standby power switch, you can connect dots as to what happened next. Oops. Yes, be careful. Hi Vlad, he says, is it possible to set speed lower than MCP plus 20 after takeoff? PMDG always set speed to MCP plus 20 after rotate the speed knob. Yeah, you can rotate below it if you want to. Why you'd want to, I don't know. But yeah, the aircraft will command V2 plus 15 to V2 plus 25 on the climb. And then as soon as you move the speed bug, it'll pitch for that speed. Does it move the trim that quickly? No, it's very slow, Listermid, but he's done it so slow. Well, I'll show you to a point. Watch what happens. I won't let it fully disconnect, so watch the control column. So if I put left rudder trim in, I'll try and do this so you can see the control column. Look. Watch the control column. See how it starts banking to the right? There you go. Look at it's a little bit too slow. I should think that's moving at half the speed it should. And look at this, look. Sort of, yeah, it'd roll a bit more than this. But yeah, I think he just held it down. How many units he got, I don't know. Yeah, it's moving too slow. PMDG needs to speed up the rate at which rudder trim moves. It's about half as slow as it should be. Don't dare post that on the forums, whatever you do. The cockpit door is just opened. Brilliant. Fishbed, I heard that once the passenger mask dropped when the pilot was testing the flight recorder thing on the overhead. That has also happened. Bit of a design flaw, I think, personally. Yes, the flight recorder guard switch is the same as the passenger oxygen switch. Identical. So yes, it wouldn't be the first time that someone has tried to test the flight recorder and they've accidentally put the passenger oxygen switch to on. What happens when you move the passenger oxygen switch to on? Anyone know in chat?
Descend at 2,000 feet per minute or greater. 2,000 feet or greater, yeah, 6 Echo Master identified, climb flight level 310.
Ross, have you ever inadvertently flicked some switches? Not yet, not yet. Correct, the masks will drop down. A lot of masks. A lot of masks. Brick. Behave. The knitting comes down. The rubber jungle, brilliant. A big oops. It activates the chemtrails.
Copenhagen 119, this is 555.
Brilliant. Right, let's start setting up. God, how many ATIS is it?
Good evening, Postman 1 to Juliet Sierra, passing flight level 245, climbing to flight level 3270. Next to flight waypoint is Scalzo. Finnair 115, master hello identified. Direct Postman 1 to Juliet Sierra, master hello identified.
Good, Copenhagen's got 2 ATIS, arrival and departure. We've just grabbed the arrival ATIS, Copenhagen Information Hotel at 1800, or 1820 Zulu. Runway for landing, 22 left.
574 Maastricht.
Expect Charlie. Is that to vacate? Or Charlie stars? And we're planning for the Tudlow 3 Charlie, so that's great. Reduced separation procedure applied on final. After landing, expedite vacating. Transition level 60. 10k broken at 19,000. 3 degrees. QNH is 1026. New stars in force.
I'm direct off course.
So we'll preset the QNH 1026.
Line 70 Papa, contact 9 radar 124, decimal 435, bye bye.
Start loading the FMC now. 250 below 100. Winds we can request. Isn't the PFD a bit bright? Yeah, it is a little bit. I'll turn it down.
Wings 214, Maastricht identified. Finnair 371, contact Copenhagen 136, decimal 485.
Where's the winds gone? Doesn't usually take that long. Yes, the brightness of the displays is really good here. Yeah, let's load the winds in. Descent forecast uplinked. Perfect. That's really cool. I like that. Lowers my workload. Good. So the winds are in the forecast page. We can execute. Fixings in for runway 22 left. 10 miles. 4 miles. Excellent. Let's have a look at the star then. Here we go. So coming in via Tudlow, going to be routing to Lugas. There's no restrictions at Lugas. Then Corsa VOR, we must be at max 250 knots. 250. Charlie Hotel 654, flight level 120 below. Checks in the FMC. And then we've got 638, 631, 66 Abegi, and we've got to be at or below 4,000 feet at Abegi, which is a great little restriction because that puts us at the perfect height to accept a straight-in approach 4,000 feet by Abegi. So that's really, really nicely planned. I like when airports think about things like this. Tidfu, yes, not Tidfu today. So we're happy with the RNAV routing, the waypoints matching the FMC, and the restrictions as well. Approximate track miles threshold can be deduced from the last 2 digits in the alphanumeric.
Packer 38 Tango, no problem, report back.
That's really interesting. So, approximate track miles to threshold can be deduced from the last 2 digits in the alphanumeric waypoint. That's so cool. I had no idea. So 38 miles, 31 miles, 26 miles. That's so good. 54 miles. I had no clue. Learn something new every day. Did anyone else know that? I didn't know that. Superb. Superb work. Danish ATC and control authorities. Very, very interesting. Well, it's all in.
Climbing flight level 350.
Let's 28 left then. 2 left. Right, we'll select that chart, pin it to favourites. Very good. So, vectors onto 22 left, expecting to come in from the north eventually, from the start, and after vectors we can route to the centre fix. We have Lamox here, which isn't coded. So we've got the centre fix though, which is at 9.3 miles, that's CI22 left. We then have the 5 mile point, which is at Foxtrot India 22 left down to the minimum. So that's all coded correctly. The missed approach, climb straight into 500 feet, 1 mile. Here it says -1, so I guess that's it. And then a heading 187 degrees coded. So let's get the RLS in. So 109.5.
Contact München on 133.1.
And the VOR we can put Castrop 1125 on standby. That's interesting. It changes to ILS automatically. In reality, it doesn't change to ILS. It'll just say error if you try to put an ILS frequency. So if I put in an ILS frequency here at 109.5, it's automatically changing to ILS. That's not how it works. In reality, it would come up with GLS, with error. 109.5. We'll put it in now anyway. And the VOR was 125. So frequencies are in. The course is 217. Minimums for us, Cat 1 ILS, 208 feet, 200 feet AGL, so we can set 208 feet on the minimums.
Hello, Everest Cargo 524, level 310, requesting 330. Everest Cargo 524, Master.
Now, frequency scores is minimum set, and the backup. MSA, no issue really, 2,100 to the northwest, so no terrain within the vicinity of the airport. Then we briefed the missed approach. The actions, if I do decide to go around, I'll push toga once, we'll go around flat 15, set go around thrust, positive radar climb, gear up, 400 feet, select LNAV, tune the radius of missed approach, initiate flat retraction, climb to 3,000 feet. Oops, I forgot to do landing dispatch. So landing dispatch, you do this on the ground prior to departure, is to ensure that you can land at your destination. At my operator, it's a factored figure, so the figure that you generate will give you a landing weight, the maximum landing weight you can land on for a dry runway. That's factored by 1.67, and if it's wet, it's 1.92. And then if you cannot land at that weight, you can still dispatch so long as you have two alternates, one of them at least meeting the dispatch landing requirements. But we can do en route. So Copenhagen 22 left. Import the data from the OFP, import the aircraft data. Oh, interestingly, does that take the actual gross weight? I like that. So PMDG are actually taking your estimated landing weight, 62.4, because currently it's 63.2, and we're going to burn about 800 kilos. I like that feature, that's quite nice. We'll try flat 30, packs on, anti-ice will be off. Reverser, no credit. Copenhagen, I think, like idle reverse thrust. I don't have the option to select that, unfortunately. But yeah, Copenhagen usually is idle reverse for noise reasons, unless you need it for safety. And then if you do use more than idle, I think you have to file a report. We'll try... Oh, I wish they had the option for all auto brakes, but we'll try 3, because we do need to vacate expeditiously. Non-normal condition, none. VF edition, yeah, +5 today. Import the weather from destination. Calculates, there we are. So... I don't know if the PMDG figure is factored or not. This is saying required.
1 Kilo Hotel report Mach number.
Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel Mach decimal 78.
Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel, roger, increase or maintain Mach decimal 78 or greater.
78 or greater, Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel. We'll leave it in Econ 784. So yes, distance 3,920 metres available. Distance required 1,672 with order brake 3. So let's have a look at the landing performance and the runway. So 22 left, we have 3,300 metres. If we take 1,600, we can either vacate at Bravo 5 or Bravo 4. We'll take the first convenient right for minimum runway occupancy. Excellent, that is complete. I would like to do another stream at some point into Santos Dumont and check the performance off the OPT here and see how it compares, because that is one of the shortest runways the 737 lands in worldwide. Taxi and apron, hopefully I won't get lost, but we'll take our time. Bravo, Alpha, and you've got to take your care round here. It's easy to get disorientated in Copenhagen, in this area. I've flown into this airport a few times, and always crossing to 1230 coming here, you just got to take your time, make sure you take the correct taxi routing, and we'll enjoy the flight type of scenery. I've done the whole GSX disable air bridge thing as well, so it should hopefully all work correctly. Excellent, let's have a look here. Rasmus, Captain, with all the fly-live issues, have you thought about giving Volantis an overlay a try? I had positive experience with it. Yes, I mean, I'm running so many things in my background again. I've heard of Volanta, but now I've got this new Sky running as well. Can I have Volanta running as well? I know it has an overlay. Maybe I can get someone to make one for me who knows what to do. But yeah, Fly Live, it works absolutely fine in X-Plane with XPU IPC. I don't use FSU IPC anymore in Microsoft Flight Simulator because I think it was causing issues for me, so I've uninstalled it, and that only leaves SimConnect available to use for FSU IPC, for the FlyLive overlay and SimConnect. Well, unfortunately, the FlyLive developer, he doesn't, he sort of, I actually spoke to him once, and he just said, yeah, he sort of fell out of love with simming. Hopefully he'll come back one day and update it, but it hasn't been updated in years now. Rohit, plans for gaming channel? Yeah, I won't say it's abandoned, because I would like to do it. I am so busy in my life right now, Rohit. My new job at the sim, it's I love it. I really do. It's taking up a lot of time. More time than I thought it would at this present time. It will get more stable. The reason is because I joined as a Tier E. I'm not a Tier E at the moment. I came as a Tier I, and I'm still having to prepare a lot for each sim session. I'm getting much more comfortable now, as I've pretty much taught all of them. I've got my line training captain course coming up within the next few weeks. I've got my Tier E course thereafter, so a lot of free time I have is actually preparing for this, plus my normal life, seeing my family and friends, and then the Flight Deck Sim main channel as well. So my time is quite valuable. So yes, I won't say no, but yeah, maybe if I get a bit of a time in the evening and I'm not doing much, I can fire up a game or something. But yes, I'll let you know on this channel if I ever do stream over the other channel. That was set up during lockdown, where we all had so much time. Jet to Aviator, is an Alpaca PMDG livery for the FSX version available? I don't know about FSX. Definitely for P3D and Microsoft Flight Sim.
Hotel contact Copenhagen 136-485. Bye-bye.
136-485 Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel. Bye-bye. I've got to really think about my call sign.
Radar, open 708. Good evening. With you 370.
Perfect. Copenhagen, good evening, Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel. Flight level 370, Tudlow, Mach decimal 78 or greater.
Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel, Copenhagen, you can expect the Tudlow 3 Charlie, arrival runway 22 left.
Tudlow 3 Charlie for 22 left, Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel. Thanks, Twister. Well done passing your type rating. That sounds great. I've got a long way to go myself.
Speedbird 790, contact Sweden now 1.
I'm sure Real World ATC has heard a lot of alpacas from you so far. Yeah, maybe. Cannot confirm nor deny.
790 negative 124687.
It's not too bad actually, because obviously when I'm instructing in the sim, I act as ATC. So maybe I should do a VAT sim, become a VAT sim controller, because I'm not too bad when I'm an instructor in the sim. Don't forget, as an instructor, you've got to act as an instructor teaching, but you also got to do the job of ATC, cabin crew, ground crew when pushing back as well. So you've got a lot to think about. So it's sort of, you build some good experience at doing those calls.
Last station, say again.
Lufthansa 4, Echo request, please out of cockpit.
Thank you very much, Rohit. Thank you. I just saw your other comment as well. Any tips to remember the ICAO annexes? No, afraid not. And thanks to the card with.
248 climb flight level 12,
we'll show you an outside view, but there it is. But if you're interested, the overlay is not there. Ground speeder at the moment is 479 knots. So inbound to Copenhagen, Echo Kilo, Charlie Hotel, estimated time arrival 1928 Zulu, 30 minutes from now.
Descent to flight level 250.
Descent flight level 250, EV237.
No idea, Twister, sorry.
To flight level 290.
But any questions about that, I'm not really here to ask and talk about. I understand you want to know that, as a lot of students do, but if I could ask you to refrain from asking some questions and ask your employer.
Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel, descent flight level 290.
Descent flight level 290, Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel. 290 is
Copenhagen, good day,
checked out at events. The aircraft will now descend at 1,000 feet per minute.
Identified, expect the 223 Charlie arrival 2.
We did the performance already.
223 Charlie, left 2 to left.
Interesting, where's my top of descent point gone? So when you push out at events, the aircraft will start descending at 1,000 feet per minute. There should be the green TD point still. So you see here 16 miles, but it's disappeared. That should still be on the ND.
Wings 8, which could even Copenhagen, hello, identify, climb to flight level 350.
Zootog, are you using the free version of the PIT 737 PMDG? No. Pay away version. If you've acquired a free version, you've probably acquired it not legitimately. Don't you like to turn down the brightness of display, especially PFD at night in Microsoft Flight Sim? Yes, I have done slightly. I haven't done gyms, but it's a bit fiddly to do it, obviously, in the sim. In reality, you just grab it with both hands.
Good evening, Austrian Safety by Foxtrot, passing level 361, climbing 380, on course direct to Aalborg.
Cheers, Twitzer. Good luck with your line training.
Austrian 16 by Foxtrot, Copenhagen, hello, identified.
Copenhagen, good evening, challenge 574 heavy, flight level 410 on course Grassy.
Cancel line 574, Copenhagen, hello, identified. Lufthansa 811, contact master, now 1.
Good, so just entering Danish airspace, we've got Germany off to the right, a little bit further down.
Contact Maastricht 137.955.
Okay, Delta Victor, that's Hanover, I think.
Trip north 4 kilo echo, runway 265, clear to land, the wind is 250 degrees, 2 knots.
God, HC is very quiet.
Attack 1 kilo hotel, contact Copenhagen now on 133.155, bye-bye.
133.155, Alpaca, 1 kilo hotel. Thanks HC, bye.
155, so uniform descent flight,
Over to 155.
10-290,
Excellent. I don't know if it's Copenhagen arrivals, not sure. Copenhagen, good evening, Alpaca. 1 kilo hotel, descending flight level 290 to Tudlow.
Alpaca 1. Control, hello, identified, flight level 344. You are cleared, Tudlow 3 Charlie, arrival runway 22, left, descent flight level 120, direct course, Kilo Oscar Romeo.
Direct to Kilo Oscar Romeo, descent flight level 120, and then the Tudlow 3 Charlie for runway 22, Alpaca 1 kilo hotel. So descent flight level 120.
Alpaca 1 kilo hotel, just to confirm, runway 22 left.
Runway 22 left, expected Alpaca 1 kilo hotel. Did I say 22? Just 22, I think. There we are, Kilo. Kilo Oscar Romeo. Again, there's no top of descent point here, but we've passed it. Oh, we should have passed. Yeah, we passed it now anyway. So VNAV will come back towards us. Oh, some weird glitchy stuff going on in the ND. There we go. Welcome. Thanks for subscribing there, M. Gibson. Brian, quick question, Captain. What's the rules regarding drinks in the cockpit? Is it the same as food? Captain FO not eating the same? Yeah, I mean, I always bring my own food anyway. So yes, I mean, if we were to both have the same meal on the aircraft, probably we wouldn't have it. But it's more I'd say legacy airline requirement. I don't know if anyone actually flies airlines like that. If the captain has chicken, does the FO have to have the fish? I don't know. But I always make my own food when I go to work. There we go. Retard arm. Aircraft's gone to VNAV path. Well, still in VNAV path, but now it's following just the path. I love that little bit of bass you get with the PMDG. It does sound good. Marcus, your operator. It's a rule but never followed. Brilliant.
Approach EZ237, flight level 250.
EC237, Copenhagen Control, hello, you identified. You are cleared, Tesby 3 Charlie, arrival, expect runway 22 left for landing, descent flight level 130.
Welcome.
Tesby 3 Charlie, arrival, runway 22 left, descent 130, EZ237.
Welcome aboard, Darth Smack. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for subscribing. Valet, someone's. Yes, I'm sure the mods will deal with that. But absolutely, if you're doing that, don't promote it. You have no place on this channel if you're doing such things. Thank you. Good, approaching 30,000 feet. Bank angle back to 25 degrees. Turn down the light on the ISFD as well. Perfect. Rohit, question based on lifestyle. I've seen many pilots make time to work out based on their tight schedule. Is it really realistic? Will you have the energy to work after a long haul flight? It's very much personal preference. I am guilty of not being active enough, and that's a personal thing. Now, I do walk Jack when I have him every day, and that's at least 2, maybe 3 miles. I'm not one to sort of go to the gym, let's say. Some people are. Yeah, it's important to remain an active lifestyle regardless of your profession, and certainly working in airline industry as a pilot, you are sat down a lot, so it's important to be active. Jeddah, how many theoretical exams do you need to do a type rating, and what is the needed pass percentage? So most exams are 75%, some we have higher, performance is 85%. And most of the exams are multiple choice, but you do have to have studied it, otherwise you won't know what's doing. The performance is a bit more practical. You actually have to do a manual load sheet, calculations.
Copenhagen,
so that's a theoretical element of it. There's some tech exams, standard operating procedural exams, they're the main ones. And then obviously the type rating itself. That's what we called an LST at the end, a license skills test, which is the test you need to do to issue your type rating.
233 Charlie, descend flight level 120, runway 27.
Is that Flicks? And is he flying EasyJet? Outrageous if he is. One of the members. So again, in descent with VNAV, you can just monitor its performance. We've got about 114 track miles to run, so this is obviously putting us a bit lower than we'd like, but that's because of a restriction on the arrival, or restrictions on the arrival. I think the Vector might be throwing it off slightly as well. There's Denmark ahead, there is Copenhagen. Yeah, the night lighting is a bit, it's okay, but it's... This sim's best when... I think this comes alive, this sim, when you're sort of flying in parts of the world where it's really mountainous or dense forest. It looks great. Just for a question, are you now using the Tobii Eye Tracker or another app for the view changes makes it look so easy? No, so I do still have Tobii Eye Tracker. It's turned on now. But my view changes, I have it all set up as it's set up for X-Plane. So I press a button on the number pad to... assign a saved view, then press it again to get that view. But Tobii Eye Tracker, I love it. I don't generally use it unless I'm doing sort of handling close to the ground, so things like circle to land, or a circuit. I've been using the eye tracker a lot more, but it is very sort of natural looking. What's really great, if I've got 2 monitors, I can actually look at my second monitor with my Streamlabs overlay to look at it, so I can actually look right and still see right what I'm looking at. But yeah, the detail is fun. Look at the there, you can see like the reflection on the light strip. It is really good. Yeah, so I generally don't use it for a straightened approach because I can sometimes I'm moving my head a little bit, and if I'm streaming I'm looking at chat, so obviously when I look at chat that's what you see. So but generally for looking around, VFR is really nice. Nothing wrong with EasyJet light speed, but I'd expect one of the members to fly Alpaca. No, I'm only checking.
1 Kilo Hotel, contact approach 119 on decimal 805. Bye-bye.
119.805, Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel, bye. That's approach. My radio tuning panel set up all correctly now. Just take a little time to set frequencies.
Minimums. Approaching.
Scandinavian 87 Tango, descend 4,000 feet.
4,000 feet, Scandinavian 87 Tango.
And what was information? Hotel.
Scandinavian 89 Kilo, good evening, descend flight level 80.
80, Scandinavian 19.
EC237, are you with me on frequency?
No. Copenhagen, good evening, Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel, descending flight level 120, inbound to course, information Hotel 1026.
Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel, good evening, descend flight level 80.
Descend flight level 80, Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel. So 80 is...
Scandinavian 87 Tango, contact Scandinavian 87 Tango,
we'll fly with Tippet, no, I don't think so.
Where
is it?
Contact the farm now, 120205, call sign only for Scandinavian 87 Tango, cheers, good night.
It is just...
Scandinavian 19 kilo.
Where is Tidfu? I can't remember. The infamous Tidfu. There it is. It's off to the east of Copenhagen.
Scandinavian 19
I can't remember where we flew into, but yeah, a lot of us were holding there on our group flight to Copenhagen.
Finnair 1 Delta Whiskey, good evening, descent flight of late.
So again, VNAV's doing a good job holding the speed quite nicely. It's interesting because we're doing, well no, to be fair, 1600 feet per minute and the speed is, it should be falling off quite quickly at that sort of rate of descent. But yeah, we've got to do some point for 250. Too much noise. Sorry, Can. You saw I completely missed that. Thank you very much for joining as a member of the channel. Glad you joined the content. You get invited to members on your Discord. Hope you enjoy using the custom emotion chat. Thank you very much for support, sir. Can that Toby be mounted on a 50-inch TV? Yeah, you can mount it below anything. Mine's just below my Samsung monitor. It's very easy to set up as well, very easy. And if you buy a new monitor and move it, you just do the setup, takes about 45 seconds.
1202052, good 82, good evening.
Scandinavian 19 kilo, descent 5,000 feet, QNH 1026. Scandinavian 19 kilo,
next thing will be 15,000 feet, seatbelt sign on. Can you, good evening Captain, can you explain what EGSS is?
Maintain present heading, descent now to 5,000 feet.
EGSS is a frequency, it's to do with European GPS, and you'll see it on AV charts, and it's a frequency you can tune. We don't have the approval of my operator. We can fly RNAV approaches, but LNAV VNAV minimum only, and using LNAV and VNAV. But I don't know much more about that. We don't have the documentation on it, or neither flight. I can't even remember what it stands for. It's European Geostationary something service. I can't remember what the rest of the letters are.
Scandinavian 19 kilo, descent 4,000 feet.
170.
EC237, turn right, heading 137.
So, Copenhagen again
Right,
is off
130,
north.
EC237.
Lovely evening.
And EC237, descent 5,000 feet.
European Geostationary Geostational Navigation Overlay Service, my goodness. Yeah, it does sound like eggnog, Rick. Pop the seatbelt sign on now. Approaching 15 minutes to landing. Oops, still got the dome light on. There we go. That's more like the lighting at night. Yes, where should we take the Duchess tomorrow then? The X-Plane Duchess from Just Flights. I think I might just do a little UK VFR flight with some IFR elements maybe. It's test all the different systems. But I think it comes with quite a comprehensive manual. Please don't judge me on my piston-engined multi-engine flying. I've not done it for about 13 years. Rick, you'd like to go from Bournemouth, where I flew. Okay. Maybe we could visit the Channel Islands or something. Yes. That would be quite nice. We could probably go to Alderney or Jersey or Guernsey.
Flight number 100, requesting vectors from Airline, 77
Victor 77 Charlie, good evening. Descend maintain.
Okay, Bournemouth it is. Let's do.
After Airline,
No, there's just. We'll go for Bournemouth.
Vectors for 22 left.
Very good. See you tomorrow. No, it should be tomorrow. It should be okay. I've got to have it sort of install it and have a play of it first. Though.
Scandinavian 19 kilo, turn now left, proceed direct at BG.
There we are now, inbound to Charlie Hotel 654, 54 miles from touchdown once we get there. Remember, VNAV is aiming to get us at 120 or below by 654, which is going to be well below.
4,000 feet, speed 220, EC237.
I should probably not.
Finnair 1 did feet, turn left now, heading 160.
It's actually going to put us at,
1604.
yeah, just below 11,800. James says, thank you, very good. Oh yeah, no, we'll do Bournemouth. I'd do Channel Islands or someone just say go to... I flew to Lid when my hour building. Yeah, we could do that. Bournemouth or TAC?
Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel, turn right, proceed direct Charlie Hotel 631.
Direct to Charlie Hotel 631, Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel. Thank you. Nice little shortcut there. That's when it's a bit quieter. Verify the situation with VNAV. So yes, this is good. They've actually updated now to have common VNAV. So when you get a shortcut, VNAV speed will engage if it's high on profile. So now it's pitching for the speed in the FMC, 250 knots. Now because we are above 100, you can accelerate, but we also have the restriction after Corsa, which is 250 knots. So all I'm going to simply do is extend the speed brake to flight D10. So that's going to increase the drag and our rate of descent. And when we recapture the path, VNAV speed will change to VNAV path again. And then we can stow the speed brake. That way we're staying at 250 knots to comply with that previous speed restriction.
Turn left, proceed direct at BG.
Left direct BG.
Todd, thank you very much. Glad you got engaged. Really happy for you, and all of us law fans are looking out for our wedding invites. Brilliant. I'll have to ride, was it 91,500?
Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel, descend 4,000 feet, QNH 1026.
Descend 4,000 feet, QNH 1026, Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel. So 4,000 feet descent, QNH 1026. Yes, why is that changing? That shouldn't change if you preset the QNH and descent page. But anyway, passing 12,000, 4,000 feet, standby altimeter is set. And we're almost back on path, so watch what happens when you hit your path. VNAV speed will change to path, and it'll stay in arm.
Approach, good day, easy 15.
He nearly said alpaca. He nearly said alpaca.
Easy 15, uniform, good evening, descend flight level 87.
Oh, bit of a
Descend
stutter.
flight level 80.
So watch the path,
Scandinavian
VNAV speed,
5,000 feet,
VNAV path. Well done, PMDG. That is the correct behaviour. Very good. So slowly stow the speed brake.
Scandinavian
Path 250.
descend 5,000 feet, QNH 10.
Marcus, can you explain the difference between VNAV speed and VNAV path? Pretty much just did. So VNAV speed will pitch for the speed in the FMC or open in the speed window. Path follows the path here. I posted a funny Instagram reel.
Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel, reduce speed now to 220 on conversion.
220 knots, Alpaca 1 Kilo Hotel. So on conversion, I'm already doing
Red
indicators, so that's
77,
fine.
Charlie,
So
maintain your present
if I
heading,
press
descend
speed into
to
VNAV speed, it'll
4,000
actually stay in
feet,
path
QNH
and follow
1026.
that, which I don't want, so I have to go level change. So 220 knots, reducing. Yeah, I posted this Instagram reel of Boris Johnson
77, Charlie, turn
fumbling
right,
around
get to heading
a couple of months ago, and I thought that would be quite funny to sort of say this is how VNAV works. It's had something like 200,000 views on Instagram or something. It's ridiculous sometimes how these videos just fire up. I put it as a short as well. There we are, so we'll update VNAV descent target speed to 220 knots. Oops. Box. And that will update our path for 220. So there we are, that's our new path of 220 knots. So we'll keep an eye on that. Slightly above profile, but we'll just keep setting in level change 220.
Left 350, easy 15 Foxtrot uniform.
There's aircraft departing to my left, look. There he is. We've also got an aircraft, approximate traffic, coming straight towards me, climbing. This could be interesting.
Feet and speed 240.
Has he noticed this? That's a bit tight. Within 8 miles, same height climbing.
77 Charlie,
All good,
stop
all
descent
good.
at 5,000 feet for the moment, please.
That's very good, PMDG. That's a TA. Let's see if I get an RA. So TA, guard the controls. Really good by PMDG. That's fantastic. Let's see if I get an RA. We should be fine. Look, he's already above my height. Yeah, he left that a bit tight. Yeah, we're grand. Zoom. It's all good, it's all good. Very good, that was very good modelling of the TCAS system. TA was really well modelled there by PMDG, fantastic. Marcus, Savina path is where it has the plus or minus 15 knot margin. Yeah, 50 knots below, it'll go to FMC speed, and then you'll get drag required when it gets
EC237, contact final 120.205. Good evening.
120.205, EV237, bye-bye.
So approaching 4,000 feet, 400 feet above profile. That's absolutely fine because I can select flaps whenever I want at 220
Charlie,
knots.
you can now descend to
You good?
4,000 feet, speed 220.
34,000, speed 220, wind 07.5.
EC15 Foxtrot uniform, turn right to heading
No, wait, that's
130.
not Copenhagen, that's...
Right, 130, easy 15.
Oh, come on, Microsoft Flight
And
Simulator.
EC15 Foxtrot uniform, descend
on.
5,000 feet.
It was going so well as soon as I went outside. Crap. Sorry about that, guys. It was going so well. It still has some instability for me, this sim, if I go outside. Oh. Right. Time, what can I do?
Welcome.
Same, yeah. For me, when I go to outside views in Microsoft Flight Simulator, it just can cause the sim to crash. I've not really fixed it. Is anyone else having the same issue? I have. I think it's a combination of like complex airports, frequency, and all those issues as well. Yeah, I suffer this issue a lot. Microsoft Flight Simulator has become so unstable for me in the last month or two, which is why I've barely been using it. But maybe it's my specs. I don't like to finish like that. Look, I'll do a quick... Yeah, I'm running a bit tight for time. I'm going to call it a day, guys, because I was hoping to get done about 7:30. By the time I've fired it all up, got the aircraft set up, it's going to be 5:30, and I've got dinner on the table coming up as well. Really can only apologise for the instability of the sim. New Sky has a recovery feature? Yeah, it's the view changing. It is the view changing that happens for me. So it's only whenever I go outside, change views. It was the same with the Vulcan stream. I had loads of issues last month with the INI builds. It was every time I go outside and change views. But yeah, I'm going to call it a day here. Does New Sky have a flight safe feature? Yeah, but the aircraft's not going to be. It's not going to be exactly the same, is it? Yeah, no. Some people have no issues, Mark. Yeah, I see a lot of people saying no issues with me. I'm having that issue a lot in the sim anyway. Other pro streamers available. But yeah, guys, I am sorry. I'm going to have to cut it short here. Whether I keep the stream published, I don't know, because I always like to complete it to a flight as well. PMDG supports autosaves. Does it, Marcus? I didn't know that, but I certainly don't have it on if I do. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much to everyone who very generously donated. Never, ever asked for, but always appreciated. All the members, thank you very much for your continued support. And if you enjoy the stream right up to the point before it crashed, don't forget to video a thumbs up. And we'll look at maybe using... Oh, yeah, we will be flying the Duchess in X-Plane 12 next. Okay, take care, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.